when you run a business like I do, which is reptile breeding, there's a lot of mundane things. I've showed you guys a bunch of them already, but today I've got to go pick up some deli cups. Do you ever think when we're cleaning all those cages and changing waters every week, like where those cups come from? Well, yeah, we have to buy them each week, basically. We usually buy a couple weeks at a time, but every couple weeks we make the little venture off to the cup place and I load the back of my truck up. So nothing too exciting this morning, but hitting the road, go getting some cups, and then get into the shop, and we'll see what the rest of the day has in store for us. So nice here. I mean, they take care of me so well, and they're just great people. Hey, look what I got here. I got a dead cat. It's for the mic on top of the thing, so it's cool. So that way when I'm outside, you can't hear the wind. Awesome. I know you guys see me opening up cages and spot cleaning and feeding, and every now and then I think, let's just show some snakes. I mean, after all, I'm a snake guy and I love showing off stuff. So I figure just every once in a while in the vlog, I might take a minute or two and just show you a handful of snakes in a rack, and we'll show you all kinds of different stuff. And by the way, if you guys want to see something specific, go ahead and comment down below, and maybe in the next vlogs, I'll show what you guys want to see. So let's just take a look at a few things really quick. Let's start with this one here. Take a look at how beautiful that is. This is actually a high tangerine albino Honduran milk snake, and of course the albino part is a recessive mutation, and the high orange part is something that's polygenic, which just basically means we continue to breed the highest orange animals over and over again to try to produce some really beautiful animals. So that's many generations in. And then of course this is a little Hypo Pueblan milk snake. And again, the reason why it's Hypo is, see these bands right here, they're typically black. This guy is obviously more of a brown or a purplish look, or something on that lines, and that's the Hypo. So Hypo is actually Latin for lacking, but it's not completely void of, because if it was completely void of black or melanin, it would be an amelanistic, or what we call albino in this trade. But anyways, that's a Hypo Pueblan milk snake. And this is another polygenic animal right here. Look at how beautiful that is. That actually is, let me just get in here a little bit on here. So this is a high white albino California king snake, and you can see just how white that animal is, you know, instead of being banded like a normal Cal King. And that's again a polygenic trait. Take a look at this guy here. This is absolutely gorgeous. This is actually a gray banded king snake. Woo! Take a look at how gorgeous that animal is right there. Now these guys are from West Texas, and actually a group of people always go out hunting for these guys all the time. And what I mean hunting is they just catch them and then release them, but they're really beautiful, and certain localities are really cool. They're really polygenic in the sense that sometimes you can have really big orange bands, sometimes you can have just black bands. I mean, they're really cool animals, and I've always just really loved gray banded king snakes. Moving on to this guy, take a look at this little guy here. This is actually, you guys know I love hog nose snakes. This happens to be an Anaconda Hog Nose right here. Take a look at that. Of course, that anaconda is that just cool pattern right there. And look at that cute little pug nose. That's such a neat animal. And I'll stick with another hog nose here to show you guys. Let's see. This is actually a type of albino, but this is actually a pastel pink albino. So take a look at that right there. That is really pretty, isn't it? Yeah, I tell you what. And again, these guys haven't been produced for that long, you know. Really, they're the kind of more unusual of the albino ones. There's actually two different types of albinos. There's orange albino and then the pastel pink albino. That, of course, the pastel pink, which is not as common as the other one, just because they haven't been bred for quite as long, but really cool animals. So there you have it. I just wanted to show you guys a few snakes, just so that, you know, you guys see what's in these cages. And I'll continue to do it. And again, go ahead and comment down below and let me know what you guys want me to highlight in a future vlog. I'm happy to do it because I always love showing off snakes. Hey, good morning, people. It is absolutely a gorgeous day here in Michigan. Blue skies, kind of that fallish type weather. These are the days I absolutely love. But we have a ton of snake work to get done today. So what do you say we go inside and get this day started? Okay, let's get going. Yeah, I tell you what, one thing that's been bugging the crap out of me the last little bit, and this happens all the time, is my office gets so, look at this place. Oh my God, my desk is just absolutely trash. Got camera gear all over the place. I don't know, I think it's time to clean this place up. The things I find sometimes in my office, like these are feeding tongs. I have no idea why they'd be on my desk. So I'm really digging these mangrove snakes in the Boega lately. And again, those are a rear fang venomous snake, but it's a pretty mild venom. So I probably should take a little more precaution when I'm messing with them. But to be honest with you, even if you get bit, you know, the worst that happens is maybe a little bit of swelling. But anyways, point is, they do like a higher humidity. So one of the things you've got to make sure is that that it's nice and moist in here. You see, we keep a moss thing right here, and here's the snake right under there. Look at how beautiful that is, huh? And that is just such a gorgeous snake. Plus, I just make sure that these guys are nice and sprayed down. Keep it nice and moist. And again, we actually have some babies, some captive babies, which is really good because all the adults are long-term captives, which is good and bad. You know, I mean, you got to start somewhere, but I'm really excited about raising up these babies and eventually working with them, as well as trying to get some color mutations and some of the other subspecies. We do work with the regular mangroves. We also work with one other species, which is the solid black one, which is the Silowases, which are absolutely amazing. Matter of fact, I'll show you in a minute, but first let's check the rest of these guys really quick. You can see how this one's pretty dry, you know, and that's not good for them at all. So we want to make sure we really moisten that up, you know, get this nice and moist for these guys. Again, they just need a lot, really high humidity compared to a lot of snakes, and it even helps them digest and stuff like that when you've got higher humidity. And obviously we need to clean this cage up today because that's the one thing. These guys, a lot of times these guys are chick feeders, so they'll eat, you know, they're long-term captives. You know, you can sometimes get them over to rodents, but a lot of times they eat chicks, and when they eat chicks, they're just got kind of a nasty poop, to be honest with you. Rodents are much easier to clean, so so we have to do what we have to do. So anyways, here's another one here that's really pretty. Look at this one. This one actually is cool because it doesn't have a lot of pattern on the back. Look at how beautiful that is. And again, we'll just give it a nice spray. The snake itself sometimes really enjoys the spray too, and sometimes one of the tricks with these guys is if you spray them down just before you feed them, sometimes they'll eat a little bit better, almost like when the rain comes in the wild, more rodents and birds are actually flying around right after the rain, and so it's just like a little bit of a trigger, to be honest with you. Here's one of those, that Salawasi I was telling you about, the all black one. Let's see what this one's. Okay, you can see actually, this one again is again a little bit too dry, but look at that snake back there, huh? Take a look at that. Let's see if we can get it up here without getting bit. Oh, my gosh, what a beautiful snake, huh? Ooh, and it's definitely a little fired up. Oh, whoa, look at that. Okay, buddy, that's all right. It's okay. It's a little cranky today. Oh, it's definitely cranky. Okay, let's get this thing sprayed up real nice. Oh, look at that. There you go, bud. It's still just fired up though, no? Oh, what a beautiful snake. So again, you can kind of see why I like them so much, is because not only do they have some pretty interesting personality, but they're just really gorgeous snakes. So I have some baby blue tongue skinks that have finally gotten to that size where I can move them out of their smaller cages into bigger cages, which is pretty awesome. They're growing really cool, they're super cool, but now I have to set up a bunch of tubs in this room where the subadult and adult blue tongues are, so I can move them from the baby Kluibert area down here. So it should be pretty cool, but setting up tub time. Alright, so guys, that's the paper in it. Pretty easy task. Now I'm going to put some hay, some Timothy hay in the back. It's kind of a foraging area they can hide. It makes them feel comfortable. Got to put food, water, and then I can actually get the skinks and put them in their new homes. Pretty cool. Excited to be putting these little monkeys here in their new home. They're going to be so happy for a little bit. And again, we'll keep these in here until they get to, you know, basically adult size. Then we'll move them up to breeder tubs and a little bit bigger. But this will be a really good start for these guys. And again, you know, just the baby stage, we keep them smaller so we can keep a close eye on them. But now they're getting to that size where they were just getting dirty too often. So up to big cages and eventually into breeder tubs. Okay, so all these guys are set up now. Just got to get food and water into them and then move on to my next project. So guys, I just got a box in of some snakes, actually a bunch of little baby ball pythons, so it's always exciting. And this is my buddy that produces some really cool stuff, but he never really tells me what he's going to send me. He just sends me a box and then says, hey, we'll work out, you know, what I'm going to sell these to you for after you see them. And super cool guy, super good friend of mine, and some really cool snakes. Sometimes he absolutely blows me away with what he sends me, so let's see what we got. Oh, look it, we got a bunch of paper. Yay! Make a mess. Lori and Steph will love me for throwing paper all over the floor. All right, so what do we got here? This is a, what the heck is it? Okay, this one, it looks like it might just be, and these bags are always so hard. I think like the hardest thing I do in my job is opening snake bags, because everyone ties them different. So like every time you open, you know, you don't know how to open them. You know, you got to figure out like what's going on here. So I think there's actually just one snake in this bag. Holy cow, this is like Fort Knox here.
Fort Knox.
Fort Knox. I got what you did there.
Yeah.
I saw that. You're pretty smart. So anyways, this is just one snake in here, and it's cool. It's nothing too crazy, but it's pretty cool. Look at the pattern on that one too. That's really nice. It's actually just a pastel champagne ball python. So, but that's awesome. I mean, it's got a really nice pattern to it. I like that a lot. So I have a feeling, judging by the way he usually sends me stuff, that there's going to be some little bit higher stuff than a pastel champagne. Not that there's anything wrong with a pastel champagne, but he usually sends me some pretty rad stuff. And again, no way to get this bag open. Come on. Even every bag is tied different, so it's not it's like how to figure this out.
Would a knife help?
Yeah, but if I cut it with a knife, then I won't be able to retie it.
Oh, okay.
You know? Okay, so this one is, let's see here. This is a Pewter Bee to a Super Vanilla Pastel Lesser. Wow, that's a pretty cool clutch right there. Pretty cool thing to have right there. So because it's a Super Vanilla, everything is going to be vanilla for sure. And then there's pastel, there's lesser, and there's cinnamon and spider. There's all kinds of stuff. This actually is, oh, this is cool. This is actually a vanilla queen bee, which is pretty cool. Ooh, take a look at this one here. Woo! All right, so this one is actually a vanilla pewter lesser. So that's kind of the combination of everything. That's like everything potential in here, with the exception of spider. Doesn't have spider. Actually, it's kind of weird. There's only a couple spiders in here. But yeah, anyways, good stuff, man. And that's a beautiful snake. I can't wait till these shed. Again, these are really fresh, probably only a day or two old. So once they shed, they're gonna look so beautiful. Anyways, let's see what we got here. We've got a pewter to a pewter banana. Ooh, this is pretty nice. Pull them out and oh, look at this, man. Oh, so what we have here is this would be, so what we have here is the Super Pastel Cinnamon Banana. So that's really nice. Take a look at that. So wow, that's big. This would basically be what they would call a banana sterling ball python. And this one's even better yet. Or no, wait a second, I take that back. That's what's kind of a little weird about some of the stuff, is that this would actually just be a pewter banana, and then this, you can see the difference in the color. Look at the difference in the pattern right here. So this is actually the sterling banana here, where it's basically almost blown out all the way, and but you can still see it's not a super. We could have gotten, like, this is actually a silver streak, or I'm sorry, a pastel super cine right here. So we could have gotten a banana super cine out of this as well, but unfortunately you can see some of the pattern here, so it's not. And then this just happens to be a pastel banana here. So actually really some pretty snakes in this clutch though. And I really like the, you know, to me the cinnamon and banana stuff is like the coolest combo, you know. Well, black pastel too, that's really cool too. Let's see here, this is actually, let's see, what's the breeding here? This is a super stripe to an, oh, Orange Dream. That has some good potential in this clutch, and don't get me wrong, this is a really cool animal. This is just an ivory. It's a possible Orange Dream ivory, but when you're talking about, this was a super stripe bred to an Orange Dream pastel yellow belly. We could have actually gotten an Orange Dream pastel super stripe in this clutch, but just a little ivory, so it's all right though. I mean, it's still really cool, but it's you know, definitely a little disappointing to think that you could have some really cool stuff. Let's see here. Last bag, guys. We've got a Mystic Spider to a Phantom Yellow Belly, which is pretty interesting because the Mystics and the Phantoms are pretty similar, right? They're both allelic animals. So I don't know what's going to be in here. Let's see if we have anything that came out with the Mystic and Phantom. It doesn't. Well, yeah, we got the one. This is actually basically what would be essentially like a Mystic Potion, but this is a Phantom and a Mystic cross. So this is the allelic animal together, which is pretty cool. And then these are going to be legitimately impossible to tell what they are. They're going to be either Mystics or Phantoms. You can see like this is a Spider, Phantom, or Mystic. There's some other Mystic and Phantom yellow belly stuff. Looks like a little, you know, this is definitely a Phantom. At least I can tell that's a Phantom for sure, and that's a Phantom. But this is really the crown jewel here of that clutch, so that's pretty cool. And it could even be a yellow belly. It's really hard to tell. So really cool animals, man. I don't know, I'm just jacked. It's really cool to get into the shop in the morning and see a box waiting for me from my friend, because it's always a bunch of really cool stuff. So going to put these guys back, going to set up some tubs, get these things put away, and about a week from now they'll shed and start eating.